Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a book review of Penpal by Dathan Auerbach. Sorry I don't have the physical copy, I read it on the ebook. Penpal is a really cool story. It was originally a thread of Reddit posts by Dathan Auerbach. I'm not remembering what year they're from or years, but essentially they had a lot of good reviews, comments, interactions, engagement. They were doing really well on Reddit, and so Dathan Auerbach eventually published the novel version, which is what we're talking about today, in 2012, I want to say, early 2010s. I'm not committing to a year here. In this story, you follow the main character who, I believe his name is David or Dave or something. He's never named in the story. I just read about, I saw his name mentioned somewhere as I read about the book. But anyway, you follow the main character through at various points in his childhood. And his story is essentially that one day his school has this project going on where every kid, this is elementary school or kindergarten, he's 8 or so, or maybe, yeah, I think he's 8 or so. And his school has this thing where they get to send a letter via balloon, which is kind of cute. And essentially they attach their letter to an anonymous person, attach it to a balloon, and let it go in the air, and then, wherever it lands, whoever gets it maybe answers it or something, and it's like a pen pal initiative. Hold on. And I can't really say much more without giving any spoilers, so that's where I'm going to stop. I ended up giving this book, I think I'm going with 6 or 7 out of 10, perhaps 7, more than 6. So one thing I liked about this book is that I could not put it down. I had to because work, school, whatever, life. But I never wanted to put it down. The writing was very fluid. I think the narration style was very engaging. I always wanted to know what was next, and despite all the things I didn't like about this book, I always wanted to know what was next. So for that, it gets a lot of good points from me. The story itself is pretty creepy. I think it's not like on the creeper scale, like it's not a 10 out of 10, but it does have creepy elements to it. I think essentially it's a stalker story, okay? I don't want to say too much, as you could imagine from Penpal. It's a stalker story, and I think at times the stalker could have been more present, perhaps, or maybe it seemed very much like the stalker was focused on getting the main character, like kidnapping the main character. But I think it would have been a little bit creepier if the stalker had been more interested in the hunt, right? And like creeping out the main character. So I think for that, maybe I would have done things a little bit different. What I was not a fan of is that for the most of the book, he's a young child, like 10-ish or so. And he's pretty naive, which is consistent with an 8 to 10-year-old. They're naive, obviously. But then you get to the part where he's, I believe, 16 or 17, and he's still really naive. But not in a naive teenager kind of way. He has the same naivety as an 8-year-old would, which was very confusing to me because he's having to make decisions, like at some point he's being chased by his stalker, or like he's in a situation where he has to make a decision, and it's just like he takes the naive route, in my opinion. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to spoil the book, but yeah, I don't know. I just thought there was no really character growth for him, which was too bad for me. I didn't feel like there was a real difference between his self throughout the timelines in his personality anyways. The other character I have a problem with is the mom. For some reason, the mom is just... How do I explain this? She makes all the bad decisions, okay? Like, she... Obviously, when your 8-year-old child has a stalker, you don't want to say too much, or there's a way of saying things. But it just seems like through the whole book, the more it goes, the more you realize the mom is omitting from the main character. There are a lot of characters where when they make decisions, albeit good or bad, are sensible, right? Like their decision makes sense with their personality. However, I felt like with the mom, there was no justification, like personality trait justifying for her decisions. I don't know how to explain it. With that being said, I would still recommend the book. I wish I had kept it for maybe the end of July or August, because it is very much what I would refer to as a beach read. I would recommend it for anyone who is perhaps not usually leaning towards horror, but maybe wants to try it out or something. That's a good one. If you like this book too, you would also really like those like creepypasta audio recordings on YouTube. I like channels like Mr. Nightmare, what's it called? Lazy Masquerade is also really good. If you like those channels, you'll like this book and vice versa. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Have you read it? Are you gonna read it? And yeah, like the video if you did, subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye!